Уважаемые участники,
Distinguished participants, good afternoon. I would like to kindly ask you to take your seats. We will commence quite soon.
пришел, да? Ну отлично. Отлично, хорошо. Так, может быть, закроем тоже дверь, там потихоньку начнем, да? Хорошо. Уважаемые участники,
Distinguished participants, please kindly take your seats, and we will commence our panel session.
distinguished colleagues, it is my great honor to welcome you to the panel session of the FIC Working Group on Energy, Ecology, and Oil and Gas. Our session, The Year of Skilled Professions, the Energy of People, is about one simple truth. The strength of our energy sector depends on the skills of our people. Aligned with the President's message that the energy of people is the country's most valuable resource, we will explore how the government, operators, academia, and investors can join forces to prepare the next generation for modernization, energy transition, and sustainable growth. On this note, it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished speakers. Now, before I do so, I just wanted to let you know that we had some last-minute replacements. Previously agreed upon speakers from the Ministry of Energy and Ministry of Labor were not able to attend due to other commitments, but we have some good replacements. So on this note, let me start with Ms. Janar Zharlagasova, Executive Secretary of the Ministry of Energy. Then we also have the Minister of Science and Higher Education, Mr. Sayasat Nurbek, who is on his way. He promised to be here as soon as possible, but stuck in traffic, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll make it. We have Nurlan Tajibayev, Deputy Chairman of Migration Committee, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of the Population. We have Ms. Cecile Rowland, who is the General Director of ExxonMobil here and also the co-chair from the foreign side of the Working Group on Energy, Ecology, and Oil and Gas. Mr. Serik Shakhajanov, General Director of the Eurasian Group. Ms. Aygul Barvinkulova, Finance and Corporate Relations Director, Shell Kazakhstan. Yeah, suddenly we have applause. Yeah, so yeah, you must be popular. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we have to be consistent, right? So, so yeah, let's give a round of applause to everybody that Thank you very much. We have Dr. Waqar Ahmad, President of Nazarbayev University. And Mr. Gabriel Constantin, General Director of Air Liquide. Now we're talking. Yes, that is good. So unfortunately, we are a bit behind schedule already, as it happens. So my request to everybody here, particularly the panelists, would be to try and stick to the timeline. Yeah, we have about an hour, yeah, and we have a question for everybody. So stay tuned, right? On this note, let me introduce our first speaker, and I'll switch to Russian now. Позвольте пригласить руководителя.
I would like to kindly ask to come here the Executive Secretary of the Ministry of Energy, Zharlagasova Janur. I will ask you a question. Жанна Жакиевna, please share more on the Kazakhstani modernization of the energy and achieving the goal of green transition. Especially, we are interested in the preparation of professionals for this field and the major projects. What kind of results you achieved this year and what kind of plans you have for the future in order to understand the ambitions, goals of Kazakhstan for 2030. Dear participants and guests of the forum, I would like to welcome you on behalf of Ministry of Energy and the all people who work in the Ministry of Energy on the field of energy forum, Kaz Energy. The key topic of our session is the year of skilled profession, energy of people. It's quite symbolic because the main capital of energy sector is its people. The president of Kazakhstan has rightly emphasized that the energy of people is the most valuable resource of the country. Skilled professionals directly determine the competitiveness of the energy industry. Human capital serves as a magnet for investments and as the foundation of sustainable development. We do understand that the further success of the industry is not possible without modernization and the green transition. Therefore, it is critically important to prepare a new generation of specialists equipped with advanced technologies and ready to meet the challenges of our time. Kazakhstan is confidently moving forward on the path of green modernization of the energy sector. And the goal is to increase the share of renewable energy sources to 15% by 2030 and for alternative energy sources up to 50% by 2050. Today, the renewable generation had already reached 6.4% of the national energy balance. The renewable energy consists of the 158 industrial objects. I would like to draw several instances. One of them is that the system operator KIGOK is implementing a large-scale program to update the networks. For the first time, the western part of the country will be connected to the unified power system. A 500 kilovolt transmission line over 600 kilometers is being built to link the Mangistau energy zone with other regions of Kazakhstan. By 2035, more than 17,000 kilometers of transmission lines will be constructed or reconstructed, and parallelly, smart grid technologies are being introduced to enhance the reliability and efficiency of the energy system. In the gas industry, the goal is to increase commercial gas production from 22.5 billion meter cubic to 36.6 billion meter cubic by 2030. For the first time in many years, we construct new gas processing plants, and between 2026 and 2030, 4 gas processing plants with a total capacity of about 9 billion meters cubic per year will be gradually commissioned. These projects will make it possible to utilize associated gas, meet domestic demand, and strengthen export potential of our industry. Digitalization has become an integral part of the industry. For example, the electricity market operator Korea is introducing artificial intelligence for trade automation and forecasting. This will improve efficiency and reduce costs. The national company Kazmunaygas has launched a big data platform with AI elements called ABAI, which consolidates production data and through machine learning optimizes oil production in real time. The digital projects are changing workforce requirements. Oil workers need data analysis and algorithmic skills, while the industry increasingly requires programmers, analysts, and operators of intelligent systems. And we are moving forward to this direction and put the particular emphasis on education and partnerships. Universities are introducing new programs on renewable energy, energy storage, and digital technology. And modern labs are being established for hands-on training in smart grid and hydrogen technologies. In cooperation with the Ministry of Education, we updated standards for training energy specialists, including ESG, green and digital competences. Major companies are actively involved. KIGOC partners with specialist university offering internships for students and updating curricula to meet industry needs. For development programs, including 7 Kadam, the most promising young employees receive modern training and mentoring. This approach is shaping a new generation of energy professionals. We do see mobile, highly skilled, and ready for lifelong learning people. The state, business, and academia are joining efforts to anticipate the needs of the industry and to prepare specialists for the new economy. By investing in people, we preserve and strengthen the energy potential of Kazakhstan. And even today, young specialists are contributing to advanced projects, taking the industry to a new level. And our key task is to create the right conditions for them: decent jobs, safe working environments, and incentives for innovation. The energy of our people is an inexhaustible resource, and by channeling it into creative programs, we will overcome any challenges. I think that you will agree with me in this regard. And in general, we are open for further cooperation and all the challenges on the way. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much. Of course, we do agree with you. That's been very important for us to hear about your further plans and the things you've done already by the work within your ministry. That was essential for us.
Ms. Cecile Rollin, as co-chair of the Energy Working Group and a senior leader at ExxonMobil, you bring a unique perspective on the Kazakhstan energy workforce. Could you share your view on the current state of skills development in the oil and gas sector, collaboration between industry and government in building local capacity, and what key steps are needed to prepare the workforce for the evolving challenges and opportunities in the constant industrial development? Thank you.
Thank you, Yaman. Dear participants, dear panelists, as we all know, Kazakhstan oil and gas has been a magnificent economic engine for the country. But it's not only this. It is a platform for innovation, global integration, and human capital development. Over the past 3 decades, the country has made significant strides in building a skilled local workforce, particularly through major projects like Tengiz, Kashagan, Karachaganak. These projects have played a pivotal role in transitioning from reliance on international expertise to a predominantly nationalized workforce. Today, Kazakh professionals do operate some of the world's most complex oil and gas facilities, demonstrating impressive technical capability and professionalism. ExxonMobil and all the members of the Energy Working Group are proud to have been long-term partners in this journey for the Republic. We've witnessed firsthand the growth of Kazakhstan professionals, from engineers to safety experts, who now lead critical operations here and abroad. This progress is a testament to the country's commitment to workforce development. For foreign investors, the availability of skilled local workforce is a key factor in Kazakhstan competitiveness. A capable workforce enhances efficiency, reduces operational risk, and supports long-term project success. While the progress is commendable, the journey is far from over. Developing a globally competitive energy workforce is a generational effort that requires sustained investment in education, training, and mentorship, alongside continued access to international expertise that can help transfer knowledge and accelerate capability building. We support President Tokayev's emphasis on reforming technical and vocational education. A strong, responsive education system is essential to building a resilient and future-ready workforce. Investing in people remains the most strategic investment for sustainable growth and innovation. The future of Kazakhstan energy workforce depends on robust collaboration between government, industry, and academia, preparing the next generation to lead in modernization, energy transition, and sustainable development is both a challenge and a national opportunity. Foreign investors, major operators do contribute through scholarships, internship, and specialized training programs, complementing government's initiatives and strengthening the talent pipeline. Kazakhstan's journey in workforce development shows what long-term commitment and partnership can achieve. The country's skilled professionals are its most valuable resource and a cornerstone of its attractiveness to investors. As Kazakhstan marks the year of skilled profession, we hope that this initiative accelerates the progress in vocational training and cross-sector collaboration. We also know that it will be crucial to sustain this momentum beyond 2025 to ensure continued growth and readiness for future challenge. We all remain committed, again, ExxonMobil and all our peers in the working group, to supporting workforce development through our operations, our CSR initiatives, including the promotion of STEM education, which has been a focus for us for many years. We look forward to contributing to the next chapter of Kazakhstan energy success story.
Yes, thank you very much, Cecile. Obviously, you represent one of the largest investors in this country in the largest economy sector. So your contribution to the human capital development and your comments on how you do this within your working group as well are very valuable. So thanks very much for everything you do, and as part of the working group in particular. Yeah, thank you very much. So now we will turn to the rest of our panelists and start a discussion. We'll have a question for each and every panelist. I'm very glad to welcome Mr. Sayasat Nurbek, as the Minister of Science and Higher Education. We actually had a bet, so Jana said that you will not make it by the time we come to you, right? And I said, I believe in Mr. Minister.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're exactly on time, right? So we had some opening remarks from the Minister of Energy and ExxonMobil. Now we'd like to turn to you with the following question. and before I do that, so our discussion will be focused around 3 or 4 key areas, right? So one is human capital as investment magnet. Kazakhstan's investment attractiveness obviously depends on the skills of its people, right? Next one is public-private academic cooperation. We must anticipate the professions of the future and adjust education accordingly, right? The third one has to do with corporate social responsibility, which is what Cecile just mentioned, and global brand of Kazakhstan talent. And finally, evolution of the energy jobs landscape, green transition, digital skills, AI, new technologies. So on this note, Mr. Nurbek, let me ask you the following question. Your ministry plays a vital role in shaping Kazakhstan's workforce through education and vocational training. Since 2025 is the year of vocational professions, could you share the key milestones achieved so far and the main priorities ahead to ensure the system prepares skilled professionals for sustainable growth and innovation? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm terribly sorry, the wizard is never late. So I made it. So there are a few things we're trying to do in order to align the industry demands with what our education system can produce. And future-proof education is kind of a big thing among the governments, and everybody's trying to create curricula which gives enough hard skills, but also equip students with new skills, soft skills, life skills. So there are a few things we're trying to do. One, there's not enough expertise in certain areas that large corporations that are present today demand. And local universities are running low on resources as well. So one of the strategies we're trying to implement, which is gaining a lot of momentum actually, is trying to attract top schools, research-intensive universities to Kazakhstan. There are free forces helping us to do that, all of a sudden, so that's why it's getting a lot of momentum. One, that higher education across in conventional, traditional academic mobility centers is bleeding. tightening migration, visa regimes, all Canada, Australia, European countries, UK, North America. So that gives us a lot of momentum to approach really great schools. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Energy, mining sector of schools we were able to attract to Kazakhstan, to lure to Kazakhstan. And demographics helps, the purchasing power in the region, the middle class in the region helps. So we have really, really good schools. We finally were able to convince Grenoble to come to Kazakhstan with their flagship nuclear engineering program. And we'll have Satpayev University's School of Physics and Institute of Nuclear Physics in Almaty to have this really applied nuclear engineering program with Grenoble. And it's very important for us because of our plans to build nuclear power plants. Nuclear is back on the menu. A lot of countries like Singapore, all of a sudden declared their nuclear programs. Anhalt, and we are really lucky. It's great applied German school in energy management, and they were back in the days. We were quite strong in nuclear as well. Then with German government shutting down the nuclear program, and we said we were so happy. They said, we thought our last generation of these great faculty members would just die off. And now Kazakhstan inviting us. We just launched a small branch campus this year with 52 students. Mendeleev, that famous Russian chemical and technology university, has a good branch campus in Taraz, and this is a good example. This is my first key message to the industry. Please do come to us if you're planning to expand your any operations in Kazakhstan, or go higher on value-added chain, or do anything with human capital. We can get you the best school. We can get you the best expertise in your particular field. So Uralhim, this big Russian company, is now relocating to Taraz and opening big chemical plant. We approached them and we said, what kind of expertise do you need? They said, with all due respect to Taraz State University, they're not up to the job. Which school do you need? They said, well, Mendeleev University, that's what we want. And so we negotiated with Mendeleev University. We brought them, we launched 2 undergraduate programs in chemistry and chemical technology, full support of our government, infrastructure, administrative support. You see the really well-equipped top-class labs we were able to provide. KAIST, Korean Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, we're bringing them here next year with large campus. This is another good example. Svevind, you might have heard about this very ambitious project on green hydrogen production, 50 gigawatt equivalent of green hydrogen production. So we approached them and we said, we want to train people locally. We will bring the best expertise available. And they said, we need Berlin Technical, we need Darmstadt, Wildau, like 7 big German universities. So Berlin Technical already opened a branch campus. So expertise is there. My first message, tell us what are your more complex human capital needs, training needs. We will try to accommodate best expertise available here in Kazakhstan. My second message, vocational. You touched the issue of vocational training, which is still a very painful issue. I'm not in charge of vocational training. That's the problem. It's Ministry of Enlightenment. But now we're negotiating to get 100 best colleges and make modular programs with our best universities. So Satpayev University, for example, now works with 3 top polytechnical colleges, and we're creating this comprehensive human capital offer, training offer to big enterprises. So, for example, Kazakhmaz, we're working with them, so they have very good. And they invested a lot in their polytechnical college, vocational school. So Satpayev University, we now have same program, 6 modular program. So we train people, go on technical level. If they want an upgrade, we need more like engineering. So Satpayev University modules will be attached to it. So we're trying to create the seamless modular programs. And we'll be expanding these pilots. So for that chemical plant in Taraz, we have local Taraz Polytechnical College, and we have Russian Chemical Technology University, creating both technical, kind of a lower skill base and engineering, more higher skill base. So it's really six stage. We provide all of these training. If we need more advanced things, we can always tap into this great network of great schools we're bringing to Kazakhstan. And my last message, we're completely redesigning our technical engineering education needs. We're now relying on Washington Accords. Just to give you an example, all of engineering training universities will have to, it's mandatory policy now, create industrial councils. At Atra Oil and Gas University is a good pilot for us. And thank you, Ministry of Energy. Thank you for their support. They've actually given an oil field to Atra Oil and Gas University. So now the future drilling and oil and gas engineers have their own oil fields. So university will own that oil field, and we have very practical industry-linked, industry-based training for engineers. And so we're doing this for all engineering schools. So we'll try to get as applied, as industry-linked experience to our engineering schools as possible. And then we're bringing these great schools with best bachelor programs. So that's what we're trying to do as a systematic approach.
Yes. I was waiting for you to do that, right? So, but anyway, thank you very much for your, summary. It's very interesting and insightful, and it basically goes in line with what we have just discussed about cooperation between investors, academia, and the government, right? And it's very important for foreign investors here who have been issues, obviously, in terms of trying to attract the best talent, to understand that the ministry is actually doing all of these steps to improve the education standards and also following examples, some of the most successful countries, but very much focusing on the situation here. So thank you very much, Mr. Nurbeck. So let me now go to our next speaker. I good? But not so fast, right? So I just wanted to say that you are the third or the fourth in line, and you're very popular because people started applauding when I said your name, yeah? But my next question is not to you, right? So we're not going to exactly go from left to right, right? We'll mix it up a little bit. So my question is actually to Wakar, Mr. Professor Ahmad. Yeah. So as representative of academia, and to follow up on what the previous speakers have already said, I want you to talk a little bit about the role of education, especially vocational and technical training, in shaping the future of Kazakhstan's energy. And how can closer collaboration between the government, industry, and academia help unlock the energy of our people? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much indeed. You only clapped for me because you were shamed into it. But now that you've started, please don't stop. I'm delighted to be here. Delighted also that Minister Siyasat Nurbeck joined us. He's a friend of the university and a mentor, and I thank him publicly for the support that he has provided me over the last 14, 15 months of my tenure, but also to the university. He also has this amazing capacity to talk on any topic and to make sense, and that doesn't endear him to many people. And there are days that I also resent him, but not today. Very nice to see him. Very nice to be with all of you. So my university is a unique experiment here in the region. It was a visionary decision to create a world-class university here in Kazakhstan. And the motto that I have is one of international standards but local relevance. We're a university that we have no interest in mimicking any other institution. We absolutely want world-class standards. Our students are as good as any students that you will find in any university. This year, for example, those of you who know about IELTS, this is the English language test, the top 3,000 students who applied this year had a mean IELTS score of 7.54. That's higher than what Oxford and Cambridge and Harvard and other universities ask of for the new graduates. So we're a very special place, we're a very special university, and we're more than a university. We're the external symbol of the aspirations of this country as a knowledge economy, and we take that task very, very seriously. Let me just say there are three comments that I want to make, but just some general comments beforehand that it is an honor to be asked to contribute to this forum. And Energy of People is what universities are about. They are about taking the brightest and the best, investing in them, and making them agents of change and agents of progress for the country and for the world. The President of the country has emphasized that our most valuable resource is the energy of our people, and this principle is particularly true here in the energy sector, which underpins Kazakhstan's economic competitiveness and attractiveness to investors. And for my university, this is a very significant area. For example, we are strong in material sciences and renewable energy. We have a world-class research group which works on batteries and energy storage. We have a small but beautifully formed School of Mining and Geological Sciences, which was developed jointly with the Colorado School of Mines. Our colleagues mentioned the importance of computer science, artificial intelligence, digitalization. We have very strong provision both in teaching and research. My university was behind the development of KazLLM, the first regional language large learning model. And that's important not just as a technical gizmo, but it's important in terms of digital sovereignty of the country. So we have a lot to contribute. If we look ahead, the defining challenge in this direction is very clear. The professions of the future will not look like those of today. That's a cliche. And actually, in most generations, you will be able to say this, that the professions of tomorrow are going to be different. But we do know that areas such as digitalization, artificial intelligence, automation, energy transition are rapidly reshaping this particular industry and economy, and the demanding transition in education and requiring transformation of the skills needed in energy, oil and gas industry, and renewable energy. To remain globally competitive, Kazakhstan must not only react to these challenges, but it has to anticipate them and prepare for them. And there are 3 points that I want to make in this regard. What does this mean for the state? What does this mean for businesses? And what does this mean for institutions like mine? The state obviously plays a guiding role, setting strategic priorities and policies that align education with the needs of modernization and sustainable development. We need stable, long-term support for education programs, which should be based on the needs of the economy and the technological developments which we need, in our case, with a strong focus on energy, digital and green technologies. So we're trying to respond we're listening very carefully to what His Excellency the President is saying, what the ministers are saying, what the needs of the country are, and trying to respond and reflect those in our research, in our teaching, and our knowledge exchange. My second point is about the responsibility for business and industry. That I think in many other countries, the relationship between businesses and universities is better developed. Here it's still a bit nascent. Industry wants to work with the university, but it doesn't want to pay for it, which creates a bit of a problem. And also because we're a state-funded university, the assumption is that you get loads of money. Why do we need to pay for the services that you provide? So we need to work harder in breaking down those barriers. I think industry needs to learn from industry in other developed economies to see how they can gain from better collaboration with universities. Having said that, we do work with the university. For every school, for example, has an industry advisory board. We talk to them about developing new programs. We work with industry in finding internships and so on. I was talking to one or two speakers earlier on that many of our students work with them. Today, we have an industrial partner at our university sponsoring a hackathon with 80 young students participating in real problems that industry is facing and trying to work their way in finding a solution. The third point is the role of academia. we're not little islands. We have to belong to the country and to the region. We have to reflect the needs and aspirations of the country and the challenge. We have to address the challenges the country and the region is facing. So universities and vocational institutions, we need to be agile. We need to create programs that combine global standards with local realities. And it's not an easy task, but that is what we have to do. We also need to foster not just technical expertise, but adaptability, creativity, and resilience. We need to train students to be critical thinkers, and we need them to have the skills that technology cannot replace. I said earlier, I was talking to some colleagues earlier on, but 15 years ago, or a little less than, when MOOCs appeared on the screen, a lot of universities were wringing their hands and saying, this is the death of the university. But universities are there. And a lot of people were also saying, well, you don't need university education, etc. But I think the job of the university is not to get predictions about the future right, because you can't. The vast majority of predictions about the future have been plainly wrong. Our job is to make sure that we create and develop young people with the skills to adapt, to learn, to be flexible, to be able to ask questions, to be able to work in teams, and to provide leadership. If you can do that, then we will serve the country, we will serve the region, and we will serve the world. Just a final couple of points that at Nazarbayev University, we see this partnership with industry and government as absolutely crucial. That together with industry partners, we develop programs in education, engineering, management sciences. We bring international faculty, including Kazakh origin faculty who have trained and were living abroad. We entice them, cajole them, bribe them to come back and make a contribution here. But this is only possible through close collaboration with government and industry. We must also think in the long term, and we must think globally. Developing skilled professionals in the energy sector is not a short-term project. It's a long-term project. We need to co-invest and co-develop. It requires systematic and continuous education, training, knowledge transfer, and extended and stable collaboration and support, including funding and investment. Only then can we ensure that Kazakhstan has a workforce that is both deeply local and globally competitive. I hope to God that in a few years' time, the country wouldn't need people like me to come from abroad and run its universities. And that's the task for a university like mine, that if I'm successful, I would be out of a job. And that would be a nice thing for us to be able to do. Finally then, I just want to stress the critical importance of the balance, that our goal is to nurture local talent while aligning with global standards. And such balance will attract investment, it will build sustainability and ensure that Kazakhstan remains a trusted partner on the global stage. Colleagues, if we succeed in this cooperation, then Kazakhstan's energy sector will not only remain a pillar of competitiveness, but also a model of how human capital drives sustainable growth. The energy of our people will truly be the energy of the future if we succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Ahmad. Very impressive speech, and you are the go-to gentleman when it comes to predicting the future in terms of, and again, we keep making the same mistake. We try to predict, right? But I like what you said. Well, actually, I like everything you said. Yeah, but in particular, I like what you said about you teaching your students not to necessarily become professionals in certain industries, but you're teaching them to be curious, to be determined, and to believe in the future, such that they can join whatever companies or banks or state-owned enterprises and become real professionals on the back of the education that they get at your university, which is a flagship establishment here, which makes me very proud when I talk about the educational system in Kazakhstan. But moreover, your comments have encouraged Minister Sarisad here to...
Yes, and I'm really sorry about taking up time, but I forgot to deliver a very important message. AI is a big new word around the globe, and everything is about AI, and the last week was all AI. And our president took AI as his personal challenge, so it's like his personal top priority. We've designed the government policy, but training people is a big part of that strategy. So what we did, and we're really proud of the fact that Kazakhstan is one of the first nations in the world to make AI compulsory component of its national curricula. So starting from this February, every college-level student, university-level student has to take AI courses, not just any courses. We were able to tap into Huawei's internal AI courses translated in Kazakh and Russian, best Coursera courses, Yandex courses. So out of 650,000 undergraduate students we have in Kazakhstan at the moment, 442,000 plus students already have certificates. We're not going to stop there. We're going for a 4-stage process. We'll start selecting 100,000 this November to go to AI entrepreneurship module designed by Paul Kim, who is now a member of our AI National Council, and then there'll be incubation acceleration process. So my message is very simple. We now have this massive training program where we train all university students in AI, all majors, across all majors, energy, agriculture, history. We equip them with basic AI skills. We provide them with some open platforms. And now we have computing power. We are allocating computing power to all 80 universities participating in this program. And we call this program How to Train Your Dragon. So any faculty member and any student can actually train his own dragon, train his own. And the very results are very optimistic. We're very inspired now. Our students were able, with this simple combination, basic AI training, some computing power, some open platforms, were able to design 119 AI agents. We're setting up a platform where everyone, it'll be a public platform, can see all the AI agents with over 400 AI agents in the pipeline. So this message, we can deliver that AI basic expertise at the moment, but this generation, it's so intuitive, it's so natural. They're really early adopters of this power of AI, because faculty is the bottleneck right now. We can't teach them nothing. We can deliver that early AI expertise for any early adoption at any company. Just keep that in mind. We'll disseminate extra information on this program called AI Sana we called it.
Yes, thank you very much. An extremely important subject, obviously, and I would agree with you that Kazakhstan has made a great strides in terms of developing its AI and data agenda. And we're having a lot of foreign guests right now for the digital bridge, And I was talking to one of my colleagues who is hardcore AI specialist from Greece, and we met with different agencies here. And he says I was extremely impressed about everything that's going on in this country, because people don't really expect. Some people don't know of the progress that we have made, and when they come here, they get impressed. So thank you very much. And let me now turn to Aygul finally, because she's been waiting for her moment to come. So Aygul, you, as Cecil, you represent one of the largest oil and gas investors in this country, right? So let me ask you, if you could elaborate what strategic initiatives, in your opinion, are the most effective for training a new generation of specialists capable of ensuring the sustainable development of the industry, oil and gas, obviously.
Thank you, Erlan. And, before answering that question, I just wanted to build on what Mr. Nurbek just said about AI. So if you want to stay competitive, of course, you have to learn AI, and you have to embrace it. And because for the energy sector to stay competitive, AI would be one of the enablers, right? So, and I will speak a bit from different perspective here. Since we are the largest investors in Kazakhstan, also energy company, I think from the corporate social responsibility perspective, it's in our DNA. Wherever we work, especially in Kazakhstan, we want to stay close to the communities. We want to be welcomed by the communities. We want to be a good neighbor. And of course, that's important, because that is the main enabler for us to operate in those communities, in those regions. I would also want to reflect on the session that we had yesterday, CEO session, and some of you were there. And then there was a very interesting discussion there, and of course one of the main topics was about the energy trilemma, like energy transition, energy affordability, and energy security. And there was interesting thesis shared there about that one of the solutions to that trilemma would be technology development, right? And there are quite amazing examples made at that session. Like, for example, if you just look at the deep wells drilling below 5,000 kilometers. In the past, like 5 years ago, just 5 years ago, it would take almost 1 year to drill one well. Now it takes just almost 2 months. You can imagine. The efficiency is increasing 5 times. That means that you get access to more marginal barrels there underground. If you look at renewable energy sector, the batteries, this famous kind of dilemma that the batteries are very expensive, yeah, for the energy storage. But now, over the last 5 years, I just checked in Google that the cost of the batteries now dropped almost 40% since the last 5 years. So it's amazing, and that now the pace of this change is just only increasing. That means the technology is developing and the world is changing so fast. That's why to be there always relevant, you have to have a lot of human capability, talent to be able to be kind of leveraging that technology and also to be on the edge of that, on the edge. And that's why in Shell, in our social investment portfolio, we pay a lot of attention. It's a core of our strategy is human capital development. And I'm really pleased to sit here at the panel with the representatives of the government, of academia, and of course our partners here. Because we work a lot, we build the bridges, and working with the academia, with the government, just to understand what are the needs. And in the area of education, for example, we have a project, it's our flagship project, I would call it Shell and Explorers. It's about the education. It's about STEM education, plus we're sharing some of the new ways of thinking and approach to a complex problem solving, a creative problem solving, ability to work in a team, or applying scenario thinking into problem solving. So this is something that we've developed and we replicate widely. And so the approach is that we share this knowledge with the teachers of the schools, and the school teachers then apply and share it with the students. And just last year, we signed a memorandum of understanding of cooperation with the Ministry of Primary Education. And now we rolled out these programs specifically at Shell and Explorers on a national level. And now it gets the status of the National Ecological Olympiad. And we now, all of this knowledge is now available at every corner of our country. And we are really proud of that. And we believe that this kind of program, they are the most impactful because that they give the most sustainable result. We also cooperate a lot with the universities. I know that in all the student competitions that we organize, for example, Nazarbayev University students, they always stand out. They stand out because of the strong academic background, and but also the values that this university is promoting. And also we have smaller projects, but maybe not so big scale, but they have also a quite significant impact in the regions. So I don't want to spend a lot of time. I know that we're running out of time, but I just wanted to share that sharing this knowledge is important. But what I've noticed in we communicate a lot and we meet with the beneficiaries of our projects. And the most amazing thing that I see is that how all of these programs, even the capacity building programs on farming, for example, how they change the mindset of these people, because that becomes like kind of transformational for them, because they, first of all, they find that like a community of support, of like-minded people, and they are inspired by the examples of others, and they spark this inspiration around. So just a month ago, I was in the West Kazakhstan region, and I attended met with the beneficiaries of one of our projects. It was on farming. And this lady, she didn't have a job. Like, she was spent almost her life at home. Like, she had some small garden, etc. But now with this project that we provided grant for building the greenhouse, and she was sharing with me, you know, nobody believed in me. My husband was saying, why are you doing that? My son was saying, Mom, sit at home. You have a happy life. Just stay where you are. But then she said, you know, they look at me different because now I'm a businessman. And I see a lot of people following me. So you see, and that's the most kind of, I think, the valuable maybe impact that we have. And yeah, I always say that with this, maybe we talk a lot about AI and technology development, but I want to pay a tribute to human connection, to empathy and care. And we say in Kazakh, білімнің қадірі жоқ, тәрбие болмаса. So I believe that тәрбие, the way how the values that you translate, they are the most important things. So with that, let me finish.
So those applause at the beginning were not in vain, I will. Very nice, yeah, thank you very much. And it's nice to hear how you guys at large corporations, ExxonMobil and yourselves contribute to, to education here. And it's not only about your financial contribution, obviously, but the knowledge and experience transfer, and then this emotional touch that you just, talked about. I think it's very powerful, so thank you very much. So we have 3 speakers left, and I also have an unpleasant job of reminding everybody that we have a timeline. Yeah, we have 15 minutes left, so you guys, together we can do it, right? I mean, I know you're good. You will, you will not let me down. Yeah, well, so yeah, they want us out, right? So, so on this note, let me address the Ministry of Labor. Я бы хотел сейчас обратиться к Министерству труда и социальной.
I would like to address the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of People of Kazakhstan. Sir, as the chairman of the Migration Committee, I would like to ask you the following question. So your ministry is one of the key institutions responsible for the human capital development. So within the framework of the Year of Working Professions, could you tell us about your efforts in terms of professionalization of working and technical experts in such sector as energy? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me a floor to speak.
Қатысушылары, баршаңызға еңбек және әлеуметтік қорғау.
I would like to address you on behalf of the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, and I would like to wish the forum success in your endeavors. And I would like to say that we live in the era of the of Industry 4.0.
Сақтап нығайта алатын.
Analysts around the world, national organizations, and domestic studies agree on one point. The future of the economy is determined not only by technological progress, but also by our ability to preserve and strengthen human capital. The development of human capital and the acquisition of modern skills have become the key to successful participation in the labor market. Skilled professions have always been the backbone of the economy, and the designation of 2025 as the year of skilled profession is a vivid symbol of recognition of their exceptional role. Currently, about 9.3 million people are employed in Kazakhstan, with approximately 153,000 working in the electric power sector, underscoring their critical role in supplying the economy with skilled personnel. We see that the combination of experience and youth provides a solid foundation, while at the same time highlighting the need for continuous work force renewal and the attraction of specialists. People all around the world consider AI as the thing needed to be introduced as the key elements of their profession. These priorities are emphasized within the address of the president of the country, who highlighted the key role of the employees in further development of the country. That is why the government is oriented on on compliance with the high standards at the workplaces. The key priority is to shape the qualitative workplaces with the salary at least at the medium level in the region, with the stable employment within the 6 months, and providing all the necessary guarantees. In total, we have more than 9.3 million workers in the energy sector, including 1.5 million specialists in this field. Among those, 68,000 in power, nuclear, and oil and gas industries. The average year age is 40 years old, but we also see the ratio of the young specialists, and that combination of workers highlights the need of a constant renewal of the employees. So based on the forecast till 2030, we will be in need of having 1.5 million specialists, even within the power, nuclear, and oil and gas industries. And already today, more than 2,600 workplaces are open in the power sector, confirming the strong demand for the professionals and highlighting the urgency of accelerated workforce development. We do need the future new engineering and math professions also. At the same time, talking about the global trends into account, professions of the future are becoming increasingly relevant, such as renewable energy engineers, smart energy specialists, energy data analysts, hydrogen energy experts, and others. Equally important is the creation of quality jobs. We define a quality workplace as one where wages are not lower than the median salary of the region. Alongside, we use different approaches and new technologies like digital applications, AI, and so on. The new technological skills are required by international companies like Siemens, Schneider Electric, and becoming the parts of their cooperative programs on workforce preparation. The effectiveness of such approach is proved by the introduction of the digital bank of skills, which contains more than 12,000 of required skills. Apart from that, during the preparation of new professionals, we need to keep the conception of safety labor. Within this, we can refer to the digital labor map, the map of enterprises, and the occupational risk map, which integrate data from various governmental systems and enable the prompt identification of potential hazards. For the power sector, the industrial risks have traditionally been high. This is especially relevant. Annually, we have more than 6,000 graduates from the higher educational institutions, but this requires not only the quantitative preparation, but the compliance with the international standards. In this regard, here we can refer to the useful experience of the Hungary. We do have ICE Hub, which produces around the half of the electrical energy needed. All the professionals of the industry undergo the vocational training on the international standards and European requirements for labor safety. We can also refer to the educational programs on professional preparation within the nuclear power industry. The important direction is national system of qualification, which allows to confirm the professional skills. So despite the fact where they've got them within the higher educational institutions or within the industry. Today, we do see that the Council of the professional council successfully working with the participants of the largest enterprises, Kazma, Naigaski, Gokins, and Gishev. Distinguished colleagues, we are entering the new era of the work there. The energy of the future is formulated by the people who are behind it. The future of the country is in the hands of the professionals. Thank you so much for your attention.
Нет, спасибо большое, Нурлан Тулигин.
We would like to thank you. And thank you so much for your thesis in regards to the human capital development. Thank you so much for sharing the statistics. It was very interesting to listen to your presentation. Now I would like to give the floor to one more representative for the corporate sector, EIG. And my question is addressed to General Director of EIG, so Sirik Arjanovich. So you pay your attention to the partnership with the educational institutions that embrace technologies. So taking into account those initiatives, could you please share your idea of how we could form the brand of Kazakhstani experts? So, good afternoon, dearest participants to the forum. As it was said, when it comes about the innovative education, we have to understand what professions we need for the sectors of the economy. And EIG, for instance, has initiated the Atlas of New Professions that are of the largest level of competitiveness. So, and we made a forecast in regards to what's going to be actually more essential in the upcoming 10 years. So, for instance, unmanned trucks became our first initiative, and we provide training to the operators, and those operators may replace up to 5 drivers, traditional conventional drivers. So actually this leads to better occupational safety at the deposit. We also partner with our corporate university, and we have developed the Atlas for New Professions 2.0. As Dr. Ahmad has said, it is inevitable to imagine education and corporate world development without the synergy between the private sector and academia. So we have settled the alliance of educational institutions comprised of 24 colleges and 3 universities. And actually, what we do is we convert the welder and plumber into the AI expert, actually, and we look at the competencies that are needed for the digital expert. Those who are responsible for repair works shouldn't be thinking about the technicalities of the repair, but rather the digital component to it. So therefore, we pay our utmost attention to equipment, and all of our colleges were equipped with simulators and at the edge equipment and VR simulators as well. And this year we opened 10 centers for competence in our partner education institution, and we are about to open 3 professional excellence centers located in the remote areas of Kazakhstan. It could be mining, it could be energy, it could be oil and gas, it doesn't matter. So should there be a certificate provided by EIG, don't get scared, hire the professional. This means top level of competence. Starting from 2023, we have EIG skills, and we follow the world skills conditions, and we hire best of the best, as well as arrange study tours abroad. And in November, we initiated to have EIG skills at the international level, and the students from China and other countries will actually contribute to this competition. So there's going to be a mini ERG or skills based on world skills conditions, as I've said to you before. We have our employees participating to the world skills, and Ajan, for instance, became a winner in Denmark, and Yerjan last year, for instance, became a winner in Lyon. And this year, at the international contest arranged for welders, the first three positions were given to Kazakh experts, and Rayhan, she's a lady, she is a professional welder, and what she did was that she became the winner thanks to using the innovation-based equipment while welding. So we have identified 7,000 positions with the complex and hazardous conditions that are about to be transformed in the upcoming years, and such training actually is something that we need to support with the serious equipment. So over 4.7 thousand faculty members were trained in how to use the digital devices. And we also built 3 schools in accordance with the advanced standards. And we also have the module in AI in Rudny, Aksu, and Chromtau. So overall, 10 schools were equipped with advanced STEM labs, and over 200 teachers were trained on how to use AI in education. For the last 3 years, ERG invested 15 billion tenge in schools. Of course, integrated development is not possible to imagine without our corporate university, and we've been acknowledged at the international arena, and we became a gold winner in SMC Excellence in Practice Awards and life learning impact. And on an annual basis, over 60 employees complete trainings at our leadership courses. So we use VR simulators, and that training is available for thousands of our employees. And this enables us to have real-time training. And we also have the industry review, which is devoted to training, and together with the other mining companies. And this September, we actually provided a review of corporate universities of the mining sector. So please, no matter what industry you represent, let's have the corporate review of all Kazakhstani universities. So we have identified what types of professions are needed in vocational training, for instance, what competence is important for us in order to make sure that our local workers do have a chance to get exposed to other opportunities abroad. So introduction of AI will enable Kazakhstan to have the new global brand, which is called Professional from Kazakhstan. Thank you for your attention. Thank you so much, Tsirik Erjanovic. It was so interesting to listen to your view. Being the largest mining company, you made a perfect reference to the welder, the lady, who became the winner. We used to be actually engaged in expatriate welders who had unique skills. It was long ago, but our local experts demonstrate such great tempo.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I know you've been very anxious to take part in this discussion. So you also represent a large investor in the energy sector, a highly technological company, Air Liquide. So you are playing an active role in Kazakhstan's energy sector during this time of change. How is the company tackling workforce challenges from the energy transition? And what key steps are needed to build a skilled, adaptable workforce for the future? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and very happy to be here today and very happy to be in Kazakhstan as well. I just arrived about a month and a half ago. Thanks a lot to the organizer of this wonderful forum. Air Liquide Bunete Gases is a joint venture in between Kazmunaygaz that you all know and Air Liquide that you probably know a little bit less, so I'll say a few words about Air Liquide. Air Liquide is an international company producers of industrial gases. So we produce gases from air like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, hydrogen for refineries from hydrocarbons or from electrolyzers, etc. And these gases have this property of not traveling well. So because they do not travel well, we need to produce them locally. So Air Liquide has affiliates in about 60 countries around the world. And in each country, we have plants that are producing these gases and selling them to our customers. Here in Kazakhstan, we indeed invested about 200 million euros over the last 10 years. We grew a fully fledged affiliate with about 90% of our talents, Kazakh citizens. When we look actually of how we are doing that, the culture of Air Liquide is to hire people relatively young from the university benches or with one or two experiences after that, and to stay in the company for a long term. To give you my example, I started working for Air Liquide 22 years ago. Air Liquide gave me the opportunity to work in France, in the United States, in Morocco, and now in Kazakhstan. Actually, this is one of the ways Air Liquide is using in order to grow its talents. Offering different jobs. I had to change my job completely about 5 times. Coming back to the way we are hiring, so we need to tap into good talents. So usually what we do, we have agreements with universities in order to take interns. We keep about 10 to 20 interns per year. We select the best of them, of course, and we hire them. And then we grow them in different levels of responsibility and management. And what is especially important is that we are able to have a diverse community of senior managers. Air Liquide is originally a French company, but its leadership now has become very diverse, representing actually the 60 countries that we are currently present in. Indeed, we are looking now in Kazakhstan to be able to form the leaders of tomorrow. And we do that by offering to our talents opportunities abroad. In terms of development, expertise, technical expertise. We had the chance actually to have a memorandum of understanding signed with Nazarbayev University that is allowing us to tap into some of the best students in the country. We are also mentoring some students from one of the universities in Pavlodar. We have a big project in Pavlodar, so we want there to be able to get some of the local resources trained to our standards. And finally, one important point that I want to stress is there's a reservoir, a pool of talents that we want to develop more than we do. These are the women. Today in Kazakhstan, about 35% of our talents are women, still not at parity. So there's enough room there actually to improve, and we are committed first to recruit more women and to close the gender pay gap. And actually we have this strong belief that tapping in this reservoir of talents is going to help us become more competitive. The diversity is actually something that is allowing us to be better. So that's about it. Try to be short. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. I mean, obviously, the more companies such as yourselves come to this country, the better for us, right? Your contribution to the development of talent, not only within your company, but in a wider sense, and particularly your contribution to the gender agenda is highly appreciated. So thank you very much. And again, your comments have encouraged Mr. Minister here to add on. So.
Actually, Seri Karimjanovich comments. So the Atlas of New Jobs and Skills, and I'm really proud I participated in that project. We took it to the next level, so now our ministry is working with governors across the Kazakhstan to create regional atlases, mapping demands and jobs and skills and competency frameworks for each region of Kazakhstan. The project is about to be completed by end of this year. We'll send you the link and you can download all the regional atlases. So just not only industry-based, but also across the country regional-based atlases. Мы вот эти атласы новых профессий.
And those the atlases, so the new professions, is something that I take very close. We provide the regional atlases in addition to. And actually, we're going to be providing you with the link, and you could actually download it and have a look at what's next.
Acting up on me a little bit. I think it's tired and reminding me that we have to wrap up, right? So, dear participants of the forum, today's panel discussion reminds us of a key truth. The future of Kazakhstan's energy is the future of its people. By investing in talent and working together across the government, business, and academia, we can lead in sustainable and innovative energy. This concludes our session. And before I invite our esteemed speakers to take a group photo, let's give it up to the great people on this panel who provided very good comments and contributed to the discussion. Thank you very much.